It is Quarantunes time. The summer Quarantunes QDF is June 4 to 7 with the classes Friday, Saturday, the 5th and 6th. And I just am going to do a little overview of my classes from the highest to the lowest for a change. Usually I do it the other way around. But my first class, though, that I'm going to list is for all instruments and no level at all. Non instrument specific, non level specific. And it's called Preparing for Performance, a guide for amateurs. Now, this isn't necessarily thinking about like playing a concert. This is, your friends and your relatives come over and they say, play something on your instrument so I can hear what it sounds like. Or maybe you're asked to play in church, or maybe you're asked to play for a friend's wedding. Or, maybe you want to play in a retirement home. So I'm going to give a list of things to think about for different situations, because those are very different situations, and how to be prepared so you can be as prepared for the non-performers out there or the people who are just getting started. But really, it's for anyone, because especially if your instrument is a dulcimer, mountain, or hammered, people are going to want to hear it. It's kind of like having a baby. So this is just a go-to guide. I will remind you, all my classes are recorded in full. So even if you can't attend, it's worth signing up if it's a topic you're interested in, because you'll get a recording as well as the handouts to go with it. All right. Then starting at the top, level 5, Betsy's Garden, another Dave Weisler waltz. I've done many tunes by him. And in fact, the title track of my new album, Hands of the Healer, is a Dave tune. But this is Betsy's Garden. It's a waltz, and it has like all my favorite harmonies in it. Major and minor sevenths and ninths and augmented fourths. And even in the first few measures, you get those incredibly rich, dissonant, gorgeous harmonies. It's in B minor, mostly in B minor. So that gives you a little taste of it. It's on the new recording. And it's suitable for level 4 too. No problem with that. I would generally say look at your level first, then look a level up and look a level down, because usually things are good for multi-levels, especially if you have a recording and you can do it in your own time. And that'll be Friday, period 2, Betsy's Garden, level 5. Then my level 4 class is going to be Saturday, the first period, and it's this gorgeous Armenian lullaby with lush Eastern European harmonies. So it's basically harmonic minor, but you get both minor and major 4 chords, minor and major 5 chords. It goes into the relative major briefly, and it has an outstanding intro that you'll be able to use with other tunes or model the idea of this. This intro is just to die for. So it's worth taking the class just for the intro, in my opinion. Isn't that just gorgeous? And that's before you even get to the tune. So we'll be discussing that. That's my level 4 Saturday, period 1. My level 3 is a double period, which means it's session 4 on Friday. And it is still more Ken Burns tunes from the American Revolution series. We did it last time, and this is a whole new crop of tunes. Some of them are a little harder, and it's a little more varied. I have Mill the Millow, which is a beautiful Scottish tune I'll be including. Which is a very common tune. There'll be a classical piece, which is Les Sauvages, that's heard throughout the series. It's really, the Mill and the Millow several times, but Les Sauvages is in many times in the series, especially on cello. And it's a little bit harder because it's a harmonic minor. but it's slow, so it's very doable. It's gorgeous. We'll also have Bully for You, which is a simple little jig I learned originally as Leg of the Duck. So that's Friday 4, level 3. And of course, that's good for level 4. I mean, all my classes are good for the level up. And in the case of, and probably a level down, although in this case, I would say Ken Burns, no, not for level 2 so much, but definitely level 4, even level 5 is going to enjoy these tunes. Then my level 2 class is a beginner's guide to filling out held notes. And that'll be Saturday, session 7. And we're going to work with the tune South Wind. So it's pretty easy to just play a simple tune, but slower tunes or songs or tunes with held notes is like, what do you do when you don't want to twiddle your thumb? And the great thing about the tune South Wind, which is also a very common Irish waltz, is that the third and fourth measure of every 4-bar phrase is a held note. So I will give you a series of things from what I would call ornamental, linear variations to chordal variations to, that you can just plug in anytime you've got that length of time, or look at adjusting it for different lengths of time. Pretty simple. I mean, it's level 2. So, and if you haven't started arranging yet, even if you're level 3, even if you're level 4, if you haven't started, you're doing your own arranging yet, this is an excellent class for you, because this is a really good jumping off point into filling out held notes, even if you don't know your dulcimer very well, and keeping it both simple and then spreading it out a little bit for those who are ready to be more adventurous. My level 1, which is also good for level 2, it's Friday, session 6, and it's essential exercises, just basic. So we're going to spend an hour together going through some drills and exercises that help us focus on hammer control, tone, dynamics, practicing little arpeggios. We'll just go through a series of all different kinds of exercises that really just, you can always fall back on them to practice the basics, but to help give you control of the hammers in your tone, and also find some stuff. We're not going to work on scales so much. We're going to spend more time on hammer techniques, just, the basic ones, the good ones, being able to, that will also help you learn to lead with either hand, left or right hand. So give you a little bit of hand independence. So level 1, that's listed as. And lastly, but not least, I'm also doing a whistle tune. Yay, level 3. It's kind of really a level 4, but I made it a level 3. It's soaring between octaves with a mighty hornpipe, the Irish hornpipe on Cowra Dun, which means the brown coffin. But it's this really, hornpipes are generally really happy tunes. They're the happiest of the Irish tunes. And, okay, level 3 pushing 4, like, let's go between the low octave and the high octave with some, things that that flow up and down the 2 octaves. And there's a great little video you can watch of me playing it with Kevin Doyle, a step dancer who lives in Rhode Island, champion step dancer, dancing along to the solo whistle playing it. So that's it. There are so many good classes, and I would say for the hammer dulcimer people, especially, my recommendation is always focus on any classes that have to do with chords, even playing accompaniment, because even if you have no interest in playing accompaniment, chords are the key to getting you fluent on your instrument. And again, remember checking levels up and down. Most of the teachers record at least a wrap-up video, if not the whole class. If they're not providing a video, it'll say NV for no video in the description. Hope to see you there. Don't forget the concerts. You can get your concert tickets now. And registration starts this Sunday, May 3rd, today I made this, at 4 p.m. Eastern, and will continue until the 30th of the month. And have a great Corn Tunes, everybody.